All right, y'all. Why I got started in trucking, right? I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about it, right? This should be inspirational for some people. It ain't a bragging thing. It's just a little insight, on where I come from, how I started, and a lot of y'all can do the same thing that I'm doing, right? And my story go back about 10, 11 years, right? I say 11 years when I bought my first truck back in 2011, right? Fall 2011. I say I've been trucking for actually 10 years because that was a short season. It was a dump truck, right? And I was looking for something. I was always curious about trucking, right? I was working for the phone company. I had been at the phone company for about 12, 13 years, however many years it was. I was a lineman there, right? I was looking for something different, right? I had started looking for something different. I ended up getting hurt at work, right? Ended up getting hurt at work. I had a couple back surgeries. Couldn't really go back. After I had the first surgery, I knew that I wasn't gonna go back and climb poles and all that. So I had to do something different, right? So I took a little money out of my 401k, bought me a dump truck. Scratch that. My brother-in-law had a buddy that was dump trucking, right? He introduced me to his buddy. He's like, if you want to get in the trucking, I can get you in. So he introduced me to his buddy. His buddy was like, I got you. I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to teach you how to get your authority. I'm going to introduce you to some people, right? So you can get your own work. You start off with me running under my authority, but I put you in there so you can start, right? So I end up buying a truck, right? So I went and bought a truck for maybe about $5,000, a dump truck. We kind of put this truck together, right? Because I didn't want to just go out and buy a truck, a newer truck, not knowing how this was going to go, right? So we put the truck together, got the truck running. I paid the driver and all this other stuff, right? So that's how we started, right? So as we were going, I ended up with I think I had 3 dump trucks. I only had 2 running at once, so I never could seem to get all of them running at the same time with breakdowns and drivers and all this stuff, right? People know how it go, right? And so I ended up buying me a day cab tractor. It was a Mack because I was like, I need to get into this tractor trailer type stuff, right? So I bought me a day cab and like a 2007 dry van trailer, right? And my wife started finding work for that, so I had a guy driving that for a little bit. And the guy that was supposed to really help me with dump trucking, he wasn't really giving me information, right? When it came to trying to get your authority, he played dumb. You know what I'm saying? He really wanted me to stay under his authority because, of course, he charged me however much he was charged, his percentage for me working for him. You know what I'm saying? Really, you working for somebody if you're under their authority, whether you know that or not. And I was ready to leave, so I ended up working with this guy I dumped truck for 5 years. I worked for him probably about 3.5, 4 of it. The last year and a half or 2, I had my own authority. Although we still work together, I own a lot of property in East St. Louis, so I used to let him park on my property too, right? But anyway, so this guy, he just wasn't really helpful. I kind of considered this guy a brother at one point, and then I started really seeing the games that he was playing, and then he turned out to be a little crook and all that. But that's a whole nother story. You know who you are if you ever see this video, right? You know who you are. But anyway, so I kind of got away from him and I started to pivot, right? I started to pivot into the rigs. So I knew nothing about the rigs. And mind you, I got my CDL through the state, right? The state at that point, I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois, right? The state at that point was given, if you were a veteran, right, you can get your CDL for free. Veterans get your CDL for free. You come in, they'll show you the ropes, let you use their truck to take your CDL and all that. So I did that, and they did have a stipulation to it. They wanted you to apply for the state to go on like the road crew for cleaning up the highways and all that, snow plow and all that. So I was like, fine, right? So I had already had 1 dump truck at this time when I went through that class, and I knew I wasn't going to work for the state, but get your CDL, right? So I did that, acquired a few more trucks over time, but trucking around here was dump trucking was it's a lot political. I don't know about everywhere, but in the St. Louis area, East St. Louis, is very political, and I was just growing tired of the games you play with these people trying to get work and this guy that I was with, right? So I had a buddy of mine, right? One of my guys was driving a rig for a company. He was driving for a company, And he was like, man, if you're thinking about getting out in the truck, right, just ride with me, and just get a feel for the truck, because I had never been in an 18-wheeler. So I rode with him on a couple jobs from East St. Louis to Indiana. And when we got back, I started looking at YouTube videos. I started looking at YouTube videos about bagging up. So I'm watching bag up videos. We all can drive straight, right? So I'm just watching bag up videos and how to parallel park. I must have watched YouTube videos from the time I got up in the morning to the time I went to sleep, probably 1 o'clock the next morning. For about 3 weeks straight, I'm just watching video. Everything out there. Some videos I watched twice, right? And so I told my buddy, I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a truck. So I rode with him one more time. He let me ride with him again. When I came home, I went and bought that truck, right? I came home, I bought me a 2014 Volvo for 55 grand from the dealership. It had, I think, 380,000 miles on it. And I bought me a 2017 brand new Hyundai trailer, dry box, right? Composite trailer. That was my combination. I was ready to go. Now mind you, I'm terrified, right? Really in the inside, I had never driven a rig before. I rode with my buddy a couple of times. That ain't really experience, but I know how to drive, right? So my wife dispatching me, and mind you on that, we had people that's supposed to help us with dispatching that can tell us how this trucking go, this 18-wheeler side go. And everybody that we talked to just gave us the runaround. We're going to help you when you call them, they don't answer. It was just a bunch of stuff. And then when a couple of people finally got with us, we had already figured out some stuff. So, and we also figured out that we knew what they knew. We had already figured out what they knew. They didn't know no more than we did at that time by the time we connected, right? So we really, went on our own to do it. But my wife really got into that thing on getting those loads and made it happen, right? So now we out here, I'm rolling, right? I'm rolling. I had to get used to it. I ran local/regional, right? Now, when I first ran, I've been as far as maybe, I used to go Indiana and all that. I went to Ohio, I went to Texas once when my son got out the military. I went down to Atlanta, just me and him riding. But I used to just stay within the 5-hour radius of St. Louis, right? So that's how I started running. And I ran for a year, right? And my buddy told me after 1 year, this was 2017, I did that. So 2018 hit, my buddy came to me. He like, look here, man, my buddy that let me ride with him. He said, you talking about building your company. I can help you build it. So let me drive the truck that you are in, the truck that you got, and you go buy you another truck, right? Start building now. So I didn't think twice about that. I'm like, it's go time, right? So at the time, it was around my birthday. It was end of February. My wife, kids, my grown kids, and I, we going on vacation for my birthday. So it was perfect. I put him in the truck. He drove that whole week we were gone. When we got back, I went straight to the dealership, bought me another rig. I bought a 2017 Mac for like 67 grand. It had 280,000 miles on it. What's my phone doing? Yeah, and I bought that, and I went out and bought me a 2019. This was 2018 that rolled in. I bought me a 2019 Great Dane, brand new, $28,000. They was rolling off the assembly line. I had to go to Indiana to pick up that trailer. I got this trailer, so now I got a 2014 Volvo, 2017 brand new great Hyundai trailer. I went got me a brand new Great Dane trailer, the 2019. I still have those today. All those units, all 4 of those units, right? The 2 trailers and trucks, and we rolling, right? So we rolled for another year. Another year passed. 2 trucks rolling. We doing good. 2019 hit. I bought 2 more rigs, right? I went bought 2 more 2014 Macs. At the dealership, same Mac dealership in Cahokia, Illinois, right? And then I put my brother in the truck, and that 4th truck was supposed to be for my son, and he ended up not wanting to drive, and so we got a driver for him, and a lot of that didn't work out, so I ended up repossessing that truck, right? I took control of that truck again. It was all under my company name, so it was my truck anyway. I just let my son make some money. It didn't work out, right? So long story short, I started going through drivers right now. In my mind, I'm like, I'm getting ready to get me 10 trucks. I'm going to get 10 trucks, right? When I got that fourth truck in 2019, I bought 2 trucks at one time. It made me have 4 trucks. But to fill that last truck, oh, I went through about 3 or 4 guys. My wife's nephew was one. He screwed us too, but that's a whole different story. But at that point, I threw 10 trucks out the window. I said, okay, hold tight, figure some things out, hold tight, right? So from 2019, and also I bought another trailer. I bought another Great Dane trailer, which was 2014, 13 or 14 in 2019. So that gave me 4 trucks, 3 trailers, right? And so after I had all those problems with the drivers and all that, I was like, I'm just gonna hold tight. So we got that figured out 2019. I ran the 4 trucks and 3 trailers till 2021. 2021, I bought a 5th truck, right? This was just last year. This is 2022 now. This is April, almost May 2022. So July 1st, 2021, I bought a 2017 Mac with 300,000 miles on it. I paid $76,000 for this truck. And that's my personal truck. So I drive that truck today, right? So, and this is just a little encouragement for anybody that's out there thinking about getting in the business, already in the business, thinking about growing. I just want you to know that it's easy. I mean, it's not easy. It's doable. I put it like that. It's doable. It's nothing special about me. Like I say, I'm from a small town called East St. Louis, Illinois, right? If anybody know about East St. Louis, Illinois, you know it's a poverty-stricken city. It's a small city, but I love my city. It's where I'm from, right? I don't live there now. I've been gone out the city for about 20 years, but my people are there. I go see my people. My business is there, right? So that's where I'm from, right? So if I can make it, anybody can do it. Have y'all leaned on that like button yet? Hit the like button and subscribe to you, boy, right? So that's what it is, right? So I went from 1 truck to 5 in whatever amount of years it took, 5 years, whatever it was, right? I could have done it sooner, and but I didn't, right? I did it in my time. Some people do it sooner, some people don't do it at all. It's your preference, right? But it's doable. You can live great off of 1 truck, right? Don't get me wrong. 1 truck, you can live better than most people around you with just 1 truck and trailer, but you got to go to work, right? But you can live better. With 1 truck, I made about $150,000, $160,000 that first year I ran, not knowing nothing about the business, right? Me and my wife figuring it out. And we made that and more as we added trucks years on, right? To today with 5 trucks, I got $1 million company, right? Me and my wife got $1 million company just like that, right? By thinking outside the box, right? It ain't about us, it's about helping some other people, right? So we got people that work with us, is able to feed their families and all that other stuff, right? So I would say 2 trucks or 3 trucks, right? If you know 2 or 3 people that you can trust, you can go get you 2 or 3 trucks and you can really live well out here. Don't get me wrong, you can do it with 1, you can do it with 2. 3 was my sweet spot, but you can do it with 1 if that's all you choose to do. But just a little inspiration for y'all. I never went to trucking school, so you know I couldn't tell you a lot about that. But I've never worked for anybody with trucking. I came in, I was under somebody's authority, but for a couple years. But I went out on my own thing, so I had my authority for quite a while right now. And a lot of people don't think authority, but you should get it if you're responsible enough to do the paperwork, and, and keep your safety and all that up. But anyway, that's my 2 cents, y'all. Peace.